Hello, and once again, Happy New Year, Happy 2024 to all of you Star Wars unboxing fans out there. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, for Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. And today, well, I have more than one unboxing. I've just started taking multiple Entertainment Earth boxes that I've received, and Entertainment Earth, and I have been just consolidating them into one, especially when it's just one. I don't like to do unboxings that are just one thing, you know. Although I guess I could do some of those YouTube shorts. I tried that a while ago. It seemed like a lot of heavy duty amounts of work for not a lot of returns. So I'm back to my 2 days a week thing. A couple items came in, some interesting things in the sense of two Black Series, which I am actually kind of getting away from. So these are some old orders that I decided to let go through. First one we have is R5D4. Why R5D4? Because he was my favorite new old character that they brought back from the original trilogy into The Mandalorian. He's the hero of the rebellion, which I love, and he kind of had a semi-integral part of the story for the third season, which I enjoyed. So I decided I'll get an R5D4 and put him out there. And then we also have the Book of Boba Fett Pike Soldier. Okay, these are both. You know what? Give me 2 seconds on this. I want to check one quick thing. Thank you for that. I just wanted to check. And R5D4 has not been unboxed in my collection before, so we're going to unbox him in a few minutes. But last one in this box was Book of Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker. All right. Now, in this particular case, it looks as though, for the most part, they have basically just taken the Luke Skywalker from the original Return of the Jedi mold and copied it. I think, I'm pretty sure, they might have given him a new soft goods cloak, and that's great. But otherwise, I do like that it's Book of Boba Fett Luke. I do like that they have Grogu in the picture, and it is a retro figure, but, well, I'm trying to think if I have a carded one. If I have a carded Luke, whether it's from the retro line or... I'm going to check that back there. Sorry for all the pauses. I do have a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. This is the 40th anniversary retro release, and it is, in fact, nearly an identical figure. It looks as though the only difference really is the cloak. When you line them up back to back or next to each other, you'll see that the Grogu one, the Book of Boba Fett one, has a black cloak versus the more brownish, tannish cloak from Return of the Jedi, which I guess is pretty accurate. All right, I am not going to unbox. Some figures I unbox, but some figures I don't. That figure, I already have a loose version of that, albeit from Return of the Jedi, my original one, but I don't want to unbox that one. I don't mind unboxing the retro figures, I really don't. Yeah, mainly because, all right, here's my thing. I have to look at my vintage collection. All right. I might come back to this one. We'll see. It's just that if I already have a Luke Skywalker unboxed, okay, in my loose collection, I don't really feel the need to unbox another Luke. It'd be different if it was like a Stormtrooper or something I could have multiples of, and it would make sense. But this Luke is essentially this Luke, so I'm not going to do it for now. That might change later, but we'll see. But we are going to do some actual unboxings, and that's going to be with these two folk right here. Actually, let's start with the Pike today. Book of Boba Fett, of course. Pikes were kind of the villains in this, and definitely met their comeuppance by the end of this thing. I was actually feeling like I'm missing. I guess that's one indicator. I will tell you, if I feel a tinge or an interest in wanting to watch one of these, go through one of these streaming series that shows again. The SSS Star Wars streaming series. That to me is a sign of its success. If I have no interest in watching it again, then it's not that it's not successful. It's just something that didn't resonate with me enough to do so. So, for example, things like Boba Fett, all the live streaming, live action, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. I have had an interest in going back and checking all of those out, multiple views. And it is fun to watch them. I'm glad that they released them episode by episode. That kind of made it event viewing. But I'm also glad now that I can watch them all at once, because now it kind of feels like I'm watching a film. I'm like watching a long film, just in 6 parts, 8 parts, whatever it is. I've been feeling that way about all of them. Now, what have I not been feeling that for? A lot of the animated stuff. Bad Batch. I love Bad Batch. I like it more individualized. Like, watch it once, and then I'm good. Maybe occasionally I'll go back to an episode here or there. Clone Wars, except seeing series 6 and 7, those 2 seasons I kind of got a little more into. Definitely the stuff not geared to me, like the Jedi Academy or whatever. All the more children. The children. Folks. Now, I watched a bunch of it, and it was good. I got to say, it was really good. But I just is it repeat watching? Not really. All right. The Pike Soldiers. There they are. I thought they did a good job translating them to live action. That was a kind of an animated thing first, and then that was that. But really good. You can get multiple ones of these. People like to customize, can change up the outfits a little bit. I don't recall if there is a Pike Soldier that has been released yet for Vintage Collection. I think there might have been, but I gotta look. So, as I said, one of the last few Black Series I'll be getting. Okay, these are things that I ordered, like in some cases a year ago. So we'll see what happens. Now R5 was more recent. R5 was definitely more of a let's get a Black Series. I don't know. I do have an envision, like an idea of maybe selling off my entire Black Series collection, but keeping just the first 12 or 24 that were originally in the vintage days. And R5D4 definitely falls into that. So he was not one that I previously got. And I also like what they do with the droids. They give the droids a lot of stuff to do here. Now, he comes with a lot here. I don't know where all of that goes. I'm assuming it comes in here. Do I have to? How do we open up? Ah, there we go. Yeah, maybe I'll try it. He's got 2 ports on one side and 3 ports on the other. So you know what? I'm gonna give him all of his accoutrements here and just keep it like that. Now, I will say that R5D4, I thought it was brilliant. Wow, it looks like they just gave him just enough to. I feel like I'm back in my. If anybody watched my previous episode, Bandai putting together my Bandai model because of Boba Fett. Because oh my goodness, it's like all these little pieces, and I have fat fingers, and they're kind of taped in there, and I'm trying not to avoid what just happened. I'm popping out. Come on. All right, almost there. Oh, now I'm counting 6. Please have 6 ports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay! I don't know what I would do with all these ports, but hey. All right. No, let's try that one. Good. Good. They're all like facing forward. You got this little one. Oh my goodness, really? Unless there's a... I can't tell if there's one of the... No, I don't think so. I think it just has its 2 little port openings. Well, I hope they stay in there. These are the kind of things that, when you put them on display and you come back and a few months later to look them up. There he goes. There he has he's packing all the tools of the trade. Oh, and one of them just fell. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, maybe I might have gone in the wrong way. Okay, that's a little better. Now, how do I get his... Okay. Help me out here. Maybe if I turn him... I don't know. He looks like he's supposed to lower his third leg, but I'm not seeing that. Let me see if there's anything here. Any instructions? No. Leave a comment, folks, if you know how to have him lower his... I'm not seeing it. If you know of a way for him to lower his third leg. I am not seeing it at all. If I take out my pliers, kids, don't try this at home. Well, that did work. All right, there doesn't seem to be any control over the leg. Yeah, it feels like there's something going on there. But, yeah. Well, in any case, I got him out, so. Yeah, a little more. There we go. All right. There's his third leg. Whoop. Don't fall over there, buddy. I know you're nervous. I liked the way they made this character more than what it was in the movies originally. In fact, I have a collector series, 6-inch one from back in the 90s that he's out on my shelf upstairs. He finds a place in the upstairs non-Star Wars area because he was so cute, and we just had a great time with R5D4. All right, so that's it. Those are the 3 items that came in. As I said, the collecting has been pulled back a little bit. Not only has it been pulled back on my end, but what Hasbro has been releasing has started to pull back. So the future of collecting, I've heard a lot of people give their takes on it. What's my take on the future of collecting? I think it is one of those things that don't try to make a prediction. Don't try. It's impossible to know. When it comes to, there's been a lot of people in the industry that have had to make some serious pivots. Ever since the advent of gaming and tablet games and phone games, I was down in Disney with my family vacationing, and I just loved to people watch. And I looked at, be sitting at the dinner table in a restaurant, and I look around, and every single kid, no one was sitting there playing with toys. Every single one of them had an iPad. Every single one of them had an iPhone or some type of a tablet device, and they were either watching something or playing something. Now, is that good? Is that bad? My own personal thing, I'm really glad that's not what my daughter ended up doing. But she was different. Her go-to wasn't really a toy. She liked little toys. She had little cats and little frogs, the kind of you can get like a 10-pack in a toy store, and she loved playing with those. But she'd line them up and she'd do little things with them. But then after a few years of that, she switched to a sketchbook and a pen or a marker. And that's what she did. She drew. She just drew and drew and drew and drew. She drew little comics. She drew cartoons. She drew, got older. She started sketching things that she was watching. So it was just different for us, to see that. But a lot of other students that I've seen, that I've taught, and a lot of other kids that I've seen, it definitely falls into more of a device-oriented type of thing. So play is changing. And I don't think that means that toys are going away completely. I just think it means that toys will have a lesser shelf life in a kid's childhood. Their shelf life will be less time before they go on to something else. Now, maybe that, I still think kids like to go outside and run around. They like to go outside and play ball. They like to go outside and, play adventures. So I don't think that we're seeing all of the play that we as children grew up with going away. It's just evolving into something different. So how does that mean for the toy industry? Who knows? I'm sure that there'll be some creative minds in the halls of Hasbro, Mattel, and all the other toy companies that are going to try to come up with ways to market something that kids are going to want. But what does that mean for toys like Star Wars? I don't know. I don't know what it means. I would not personally be upset if things went away, if things stopped getting made, if they just took a break from it, or switched to something that collectors had no interest in, something more youth oriented or whatever. I've seen a lot of the Young Jedi series toy things. I haven't been picking any of them up, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me sad. Why? Well, because for one thing, it's easier on my wallet, and I enjoy the idea of taking a break. We had a 10-year break, a 12-year break, really, 10 to 12 years before it really started to pick up again. And it was nice. We got into other things, But I also believe that there are so many other ways. There's high-end collecting. And a big thing I'm really excited about is customization. And people like using 3D printers. And now I've seen things where 3D printers are becoming color. Like, can you imagine? I mean, you could design and print your own figures. You can design and print anything you wanted. I think it's going to definitely veer more into a more artistic thing than a mass collection. Look at my collection. It's the greatest thing in the world. But who knows? What are your thoughts? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm not angry about it. I'm not sad about it. I'm kind of curious about it. I've always had a curious way of looking at things, and I'm not worried. If things stop, they stop. I've stopped collecting 3 3/4 or Black Series, but here I am. There we go, a few more. And I'll probably still hold on to the ones I have and display them a certain way for a while. And who knows when a new show comes out. One of the things that I've loved is every time a new episode of Ahsoka, for example, that's our latest show, a new episode of Ahsoka comes out, if you look on the internet, there are people that literally took the day off from work that day, or maybe they work from home, whatever, and they spent time crafting and designing a single character that was in one episode of Ahsoka. I love that. I think that's fantastic. My own daughter likes to do that, like sketch ideas. She sketched one of those turtle characters. Now, she doesn't do 3D printing. Okay, neither do I. But that's something I was thinking about maybe delving into in my later, retirement years, is maybe starting to build a hobby of collecting my own creations, or finding other people's creations and, printing them out of my home printer and then painting them and putting them on display. Who knows? I'm fascinated by what could happen. And at the same time, I'm feeling like the connections that I have to things like Funko Pops and other things are getting less and less. I don't really feel the need for them. I've enjoyed, like I said, selling off a lot of my collection and using that money to help pay for a Disney trip, or maybe another trip. Maybe I'll use money. I'll sell a lot of stuff off to pay for my the next United States celebration and go and have an experience. The Halcyon was an experience. There was a lot of merchandise that went along with that experience, and I have yet to do a Halcyon haul video, which I'm going to get to. But still, a lot of that was more just having a memento of the event, and not so much about having to collect anything. So, whatever. All right, so that's my episode today, folks. We've got R5D4, we got a Pike Soldier, and we have our Luke Skywalker. Same as Return of the Jedi, but not really, but that's okay. So nice little unboxing today. There will be more in the future. Make sure you check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry, X, as I always will say. Probably just going to keep saying Twitter. Like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. Check out all the other content on Red 5 Network. Thank you for supporting the channel and getting the word out there. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.